Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Jonathan!
Hey guys, so welcome back to my video, and today I want to share with you about branding, okay, and how branding has changed my life significantly, right? Because I come from a very traditional background, and I always believe I don't like to talk about myself. I don't like to show the world what I have. I don't like to show the world what I do. I like people to talk and let results do its work, you know? But then, unfortunately, the times have changed. So do we need to actually upgrade and evolve along the times, right? So that's where I realized that just 1 year ago, I realized how important branding is, right? Because my company was already doing pretty good. We were valued at probably 1 to 5 million about 3 years ago. And this is actually a life-changing moment for me because this actually forced me to start my whole social media branding journey, like serious. When I went back to Singapore after a long time of traveling and building my company, and I met some old friends, and I wanted to join their community, right? Their startup community in Singapore, like entrepreneurship, networking community. And they said, oh, you have to have a company worth more than $1 million. You need to be a startup owner, right? And I said, oh, I'm a startup owner too. I'm Singaporean. Let's sign me on. And then they looked at me and they asked for my social media, my LinkedIn and Instagram. And back then, my Instagram was like, I think few K. My LinkedIn was like 500. And she looked at my social media. She said, okay, just submit the form and I'll let you know if we can. I said, okay, sure. I would love to network and grow my network, right? And then she told me, okay, after that, I got rejected. And I asked for the reason from the team managing the group. They said because I'm not at the stage where I qualify for the group chat. And I understood, right? I'm not big enough. And it happened again few months later when I wanted to go for a event, right? And they asked me to apply and submit my social media. And then I got rejected. And then after a few friends of mine who are nobodies, they're not even founders, they're not even C-levels, they just have following Instagram. They were there. And then I realized also, lastly, when I was about to apply to be a speaker on one of the events, right, I got rejected. But I understand because I don't have much speaking experience. I thought I have to be like a thought leader, like very successful to be a speaker on stage. I got rejected, but never mind. I just went there as a guest. And then when I arrived, I saw some of the speakers. I googled their name. I LinkedIn them. I couldn't even find them on Google. I LinkedIn them, and then I realized how they got to be on stage. They had like 10 to 50,000 in LinkedIn followers. And when I actually heard them speak, like majority of them don't even know what they are speaking about. Then I realized, hey, I think I know what the problem is. And that's where I started my crazy branding journey. I started having a personal vendetta that I'm going to be so known in the space, and I'm going to make sure these guys, these events invite me as a guest speaker in the future, right? Invite me to go back and teach them how to grow a company. Fast forward today, I've been invited to more than 30 different global panels and keynotes all over the world in big events. I have also been invited to schools and invited back to Singapore to share about my journey. I have also been invited in multiple entrepreneur groups just to, even if it's paid, they invite me for free because they want my name to be there, to tell people and leverage on my brand to let people know that, hey, even Jonathan is in this group and people come in because of me. So I'm not saying all this because I'm arrogant or because I want to show off or flex. I'm sharing with you this, how things will change significantly because of branding, right? Like Andrew Tate, Luke Belma, do you think they need to queue up when they go to a restaurant or a club? No, right? Because they are known, because they have branding. And so this is where I quickly realized that, yes, of course we need substance, but while building a company and building substance, you need to have a social media presence. People need to actually know who you are. Because nowadays, for example, let's say someone I meet, I shake his hand, he say, oh, I'm the prince of this place. I will automatically feel he's full of shit until I Google him. When I Google him, check his LinkedIn, and I find out, oh, this guy is legit. Then I bother wasting my time to talk to him. If not, I would think this guy is full of shit, is a scammer or bullshit. Same. Right now, if you search my name on Google, right, Jonathan Low Singapore, Jonathan Low BibTab, see what you search, see what you find, even in ChatGPT. Again, this is not to flex, this is just to show how hardcore and how much significant difference 1 year can make if you really intentionally and consciously want to grow your social media branding. So this is one of my favorite topics to talk about, right? Okay, so what is branding? Okay, branding is much more than just having a logo or maybe advertising or building a personal brand, having a signature, having a whatever. All right, branding is everything. It's marketing, it's videography, it's building the credibility online. So that's what my perception of branding is. Branding and positioning is so important in the world right now that it can literally change your life. I mean, like how he has changed mine. Ever since I've built my LinkedIn to about 12,000 followers and my Instagram about 50K, I've had so much deals made so easily because of my LinkedIn, right? People approach me, hey, I've seen your LinkedIn, hey, I really enjoy your post, and they introduce me to someone and then we close a deal because they already know me, they trust me. Same. So branding is much more than just having a logo or having an online presence. It's everything, right? How you talk, how you speak, what your online perceived value is, how your offline perceived value is, what people talk about you, when you search, what people see about you, what people read about you. You have to be everywhere, right? And that's where I really want to show how this branding journey has changed my life, right? Back then, I didn't want to share about my personal journey because I wanted to be like, I assumed being a tech founder, I have to be perfect on paper and on social media. I have to be clean. At least that's what all the stigma and probably like programming in the society has taught everybody. Like if you've gone to prison or you have been in the gangs or you have tattoos, you cannot run a tech company. I don't know where this came from, but I had this idea in my head, right? I didn't want people to know about my past. And I tried very hard just to build the company's brand. And we have been building like this for 2.5 years, and I realized it was so slow. Why? Because there's millions of tech companies all over the world. What makes you better than other people? Are your founders amazing? Like, are they from big families? Or is your company backed by tier 1 VCs or tier 1 family offices? Or are you backed by institutional funds or, for example, big conglomerates? If not, nobody's going to care about you, right? And that's where I realized that, hey, after speaking to one of my mentors, back then my investors, now mentors, Yuan from Singapore, I realized that just being transparent and authentic changed everything. Because I was trying so hard to hide my past, I was trying to fit in. But let me ask you something. How are you going to stand out if what you are trying to do is to fit in? Does that make sense? I mean, literally, by fitting in, meaning you don't want to stand out. And how are you going to stand out from other people and let people look at you and like, hey, this brand, I have to try it, or I have to buy this brand, or I have to support this product? You literally have to stand out. And by standing out, all we need is actually for us to be authentic, right? In the past, everybody wants to be perfect. Everyone is looking about how awesome your social media can be. But right now, in this current age, because social media is so curated, everyone is trying to be perfect on social media, the things have changed. Now, people are looking for flaws. When you have flaws, you become flawsome. You get what I mean? And so, this has changed quite significantly in this current time, right? And a lot of people are actually looking for people with flaws so that they can relate. Like, hey, I'm same like you, I'm a drug addict, or I've been in the gangs. Like, I'm stuck, I'm lost. How do I get out of this shit? Like, help me. Like, if you can do it, like, you're speaking to them, like, human to human. Nowadays, the more flaws you have, the more transparent you have, the more authentic you have, people can connect online with you, right? And they feel more down to earth, they feel more heard. And that's where they actually connect with you, and you actually can build your brand online. Being authentic, right? Some people, they scold you, they fuck you online. Like Andrew Tate, he speaks loud, he speaks like his masculinity, teach men how to be better. Like Luke Belma, he just shits on the monetary system and how the matrix is fucking everybody and how everyone is a slave to money. So find your unique brand, right? so that when people look at you, they know what you are, who you are, and what you do. And build an online presence so strong that everybody wants to hire you. Or maybe when you talk to someone, somebody already knows you. And the thing about sales is very simple, right? We all build branding is for sales. We all do selling all the time. Whether you're a salesman or whether you're a boss, you need to sell yourself. You need people to buy into you, right? You need people to like you. You need people to trust you. You need people to feel that you can solve their problems, and then whatever you want to offer them, they'll buy from you, right? So it's all about selling. And selling is so much easier if the branding is done properly. Look at how if I let you choose Zara or Louis Vuitton, the product, you get to choose one. Which one will you choose? Oh, Louis Vuitton. Why? Because branding, the perceived value of the item is much more. The materials are the same. The product quality is the same. Maybe Louis Vuitton is a bit better, or maybe, I don't know. But it's the branding. So for example, let's say right now, if somebody were to ask, if let's say I have no clue about properties, selling properties, right? And if you are selling a property, let's say I post in my social media and you post in your social media, who do you think somebody's going to buy? Probably if they buy from me, they're going to buy a bit of premium. But because they want to meet me, they want to talk to me, and they like how I speak and I treat them, they will probably buy from me because I look more trustable. I look more luxurious. I mean, just an example, okay? And then they'll be like, even if he sells expensive, I'll buy from him. I like him. You see? It's all about branding and positioning and perception, okay? The next thing I want to share is LinkedIn. So I mentioned my LinkedIn when I started, it was about 500 plus, okay? I remember very clearly when I was building my company, I got rejected because my LinkedIn was too small. They said probably shady because my LinkedIn had no presence. It's brand new. So immediately they treated me and my company as a shady company, scam, because you just created your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn is brand new. So, because a lot of scammers, this is what scammers do, right? Before I launch a product, the whole team creates new LinkedIn, new Twitter profile, and then suddenly everyone puts the position as CEO, CTO, as brand new account. So imagine if you don't have a LinkedIn presence and you are a serious founder. How serious are you, right? Let me just ask this to you. If you're really serious about your business, then create a fucking LinkedIn. It's that simple. LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, if you're from Web3 and blockchain, have a Twitter account, right? If you're on e-com, drop shipping, forex trading, crypto trading, Instagram and Twitter. If you're serious fintech, real estate, insurance, deep tech, AI, RWA, LinkedIn, okay? Because serious C-levels in LinkedIn, they use LinkedIn to network. Okay, let me ask you something. Okay, let me ask you this. When you go to a networking event, what do? You network, right? And what do you have to do? Introduce yourself, who you are, what do you do, what businesses you do, your thought process, have a conversation. Don't you think you're going to save so much time if all this that you are always pitching is clear on your LinkedIn page? Don't you think after meeting someone, you exchange LinkedIn, so this is what I do, okay? Because my LinkedIn is 12K plus and it's very active. So this is what I do. I meet someone, we talk a little bit. If he's the right fit or not, I'll just say, okay guys, let's exchange contacts. I take out my phone, I open my LinkedIn, we exchange contacts. I look at him. If he's credible, I continue talking. If he's not, I'll just say, anyway, we are connected. If anything, just drop me a DM, send me what you do, I'll send you mine, and we see how we have synergy and we work together. That's it. Bye-bye. I don't waste more than 5 minutes on somebody I feel that is not qualified to talk to me. Right? I save my energy, okay? And the deals that I make have to make sense now. In the past, I talk to everyone, and this is what I want to share with you guys, okay? Our energy is so limited. And the thing is, when somebody scans my LinkedIn, they look at my LinkedIn, they'll be like, holy shit, this guy is serious. He's posting good stuff. He has a lot of impressions, followers, and his post blows up. Their perception and the way they speak, the positioning of me now becomes much better. The way they speak to me is more respect. Maybe they look at me like, maybe this guy has tattoos, maybe he's a scammer. After they talk to me, they're, CEO of this company, interesting. They start to respect me more, right? How many of you guys have the same experience before? You meet a girl, you think, maybe 6 or 7. After she pops out her Instagram and you see 1.5 million, you'll be like, ooh, suddenly she becomes 8 or 9, right? Same. If you do some business deal, you look at this guy, this skinny, short guy, balding guy in glasses. Who can he be? When you scan him, you see he's the CTO of a public listed company. Do you think you want? Do you think you still want to treat him like this skinny guy? I don't think he's anybody. For sure, you'll be like, hey, oh, cool, wow, tell me about blah blah blah, and you want to see how you can work together with him, right? Branding, okay? So LinkedIn is extremely important, okay? And I have a whole ebook about LinkedIn. I actually have a team that does my LinkedIn for me. If anybody interested, you can drop a DM, type in LinkedIn in the link below. I'll connect you to my team, or I'll give you an ebook, okay, for free. But LinkedIn has changed the whole game for me, right? I have been invited to more than 10, 15 different global stages to speak. I have got so many investor meetings from LinkedIn, right? Just because my post blew up. And I post a lot of controversial stuff, like I shit on VCs, I shit on some industries, I shit on banks. So just treat LinkedIn like an Instagram, right? This is what I want to share with you guys. Don't be too perfect, because in LinkedIn, everybody is trying to be perfect. I literally post photos with my tattoos. I literally talk about prison. I literally talk about my journey. People enjoy authentic stories. People enjoy seeing the dark horse win, right? So stop trying to be perfect. Be as flawsome as possible. Remember, stories, journey, and stories, right? In LinkedIn, it's all about stories. People enjoy storytelling and inspiring stories, and they'll like it, they'll share it, and they'll comment on it. And that's where your LinkedIn will grow. All you need is just one post a day, for one post to blow up a week or a month, and your LinkedIn will consistently flow. Right now, I have followers every day, 10 to 20, 30, every single day, right? Consistently for the last 1 year, right? And the next point I want to share is how to optimize your social media with PR, right? Like, for example, Forbes, Yahoo Finance, Entrepreneur Magazine, UAE Times, CEO Times, and stuff like that, right? Same thing. It's all about branding, right? Once your branding is done well, you need to be able to reach out to them, start writing articles. I have more than 5 articles being published by Forbes, right? And I have no way a writer. But as I said, I treated the last 1 year, branding is so serious, because branding is something nobody can take away from you, right? Your company can fail, right? If the market goes to shit, depression, your company loses money, you have to shut down, you have to pivot to another industry. But once your branding is done well, the whole world knows you, they respect you, they trust you. Even in COVID, the worst thing that can happen is you become an influencer and people still pay you for a fucking post, right? So branding is so important, because whatever you touch becomes more valuable when your branding is done right. When you become so exclusive, so expensive, so premium that everybody wants to be close to you. Everybody wants to be associated to you. People will put you on their cap table, put you on their advisory board just to make their company look good. Have this in mind, right? Just 1 year ago, I'm a nobody. I'm asking, literally begging people to allow me to be my advisor, giving equity and tokens so that they can be on my advisory board. Right now, everybody wants to be on my cap table, and I say, fuck you, right? Because when I needed help, you didn't help me. So now many people ask me to be on the advisory board, and now I'm in a position to say no. Because does it benefit me? Is it risky for me? Because maybe they put my name and association with me and they scam. People will come to me. So build your branding so well and leverage on PR, press releases, write articles about your thoughts, write articles about what. Sometimes they get featured, sometimes if they're not. Again, this is what I'm very good at. If you guys are interested, DM me. More than happy to share. I have an ebook about all this, and I even have a team that I can introduce to you guys who does it for me. Amazing, okay? Forbes, Yahoo Finance, Benzinga, Associated Press, Entrepreneur Magazine, all this media stacks up, right? It compounds. When you Google, pops up, people know they can trust you. And when you get featured a lot, you get featured on Wikipedia, you get featured on Google Panel, and that's where your branding is locked in, okay? And once you keep building this branding, compounding branding and stacking your wins, what actually happens is the next step would be to get on TED Talks, right? Because, for example, let's say you're an online coach, you're an online trainer, or you're an entrepreneur, you're a mindset coach, you're a teacher, whatever you are, right? But let's say you want your social media presence to be good. What is, again, everything is a selling process, right? To be able to grow and scale your company, you need to sell yourself to investors, you need to sell yourself to your customers, right? For them to be able to trust you. And how best to gain trust from someone is when they Google your name and everything pops up. They Google Jonathan Low, pops up, Google, Binance, Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine. Everyone is talking about this guy raised how much money, this guy launched his new product, his partnership with the president, blah, 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 blah. Are you going to trust him? 100%. Are you going to do business with him? 100,000%. Imagine you search this guy and you see scam, blah, 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 blah. Are you going to do business with him? 100% not, right? So build your branding so much, and trust me, 6 years to 1 year to 2 years to 3 years of branding will completely change your life, completely change the trajectory of your business and your career. Whether you're a small content creator or whether you're a small staff in the company, once you build your brand, trust me, your company will start to see you different. You'll get promoted. You probably go into marketing division, and that's where you earn more money and you have more public presence, right? I think the next thing I want to share is about leveraging and positioning. That is extremely important, right? It's not about just posting. Collaborations is extremely important. Partnerships is extremely important. And your network is your net worth, right? Try to go to as many events as possible, connect to as many people as possible, be as authentic as possible. Why? Try to make sure you manage to connect to people you really want to, people you respect, people you really want to be, like level up. Try to associate yourself more to them. Take photos, videos, whatever it is, post on social media. Tag them, thank them. It's an honor to be able to blah, blah, blah. They might even reshare. They might even post it. They might even accept the collab post. You never know, right? I have big influencers resharing my posts, right? Patrice Evra, CZ from Binance, right? Why? How they do it? I don't even need to DM them. I just post a very good post about my interaction with them. If it's not scammy, they will like it. They probably might even comment. They might even reshare. So that's it. Leveraging and positioning. Position yourself in a way that you are not like a fan. Brand yourself in a way that they will reshare it. And if your branding is shit, they will never reshare. But if you are somebody with a verified tick, you have 10k followers, 5k, 50k, 100k, and you are credible, they will look at your social media before they reshare, because they don't want to be resharing if you are a scammer, They have to protect their brand. But if you are somebody, they might even follow you back, right? I have so many influencers, like even Patrice Evra follows me. Why? Because he liked my prison story, right? He also has a very amazing story. And one thing about branding and fame that has taught me a lot as well, which made me connect to him, is this thing. Because I hang out with him a couple of times, and every time we go to a restaurant or we go to a bar, people always flood to him and ask for photos non-stop. And sometimes he's so tired, but he still does it, right? He still takes photos, he still signs. And I think one of my friends did ask him, like, hey, you're so tired, like, have you ever thought like just rejecting them? He said many times, but he will never do it. The reason why is because he came from a very poor family, right? And he understands how hope can change your life. And he said just 10 seconds of his time to let someone take a photo with him might change this person's whole life. 10 seconds for 10 years of change. This person might be a future superstar, future soccer star, because of this photo, inspiration and motivation. So that actually also created a lot of emotional thought in me, and I've learned a lot from that man. But back to branding. So this is why branding is so important, right? Because if your branding is done well, famous superstars, successful businessmen, when you connect to them, first thing that they do, they will search you online. And if they see nothing, they will never retweet. Probably small percent, okay, not never. Chances of them doing it is very, very small. But if you are somebody or you are credible, you post positive stuff, like credible stuff, chances of them doing it, very high, okay? And last, for example, for you to be able to brand so hard. So this is a joke I always make, okay? 1 year ago, I was a nobody, right? And I decided to start my branding journey. So now I branded myself so hard. I'm shaking hands with presidents. I overshot all my friends' branding. I mean, I know nobody who has done a partnership with the president. Again, this is not a flex. It is just what I want to inspire and motivate people to let you know. Even if you are nobody and you put your mind to it and you work extremely hard, follow the steps that I shared with you to just build your branding consistently, 1% every day is 365% compounded. Okay, just think about it. Okay, just improve yourself 1% every day. Just do it consistently, whether you like it or not. Post. Okay, of course, don't just post GM. Post good stuff every day, like how I'm trying to post more content videos now, right? And watch yourself and your life change. Okay, and then probably 1 to 2 years later, you might be the one shaking hands with celebrities. You might be the one shaking hands with presidents. We never know. Anything can happen. But again, you create your own luck. Okay? I don't believe in bullshit luck. I create my own luck. Preparation plus opportunity equals to luck. Okay? So if you're prepared, the opportunity comes. Suddenly it becomes luck. And with that, I'll end this video. And if anybody wants and enjoys this video, wants more branding tips and everything, drop a DM below. Branding, I'll probably send you an ebook on branding for you to read up and enjoy. You can book a call with me for me to actually mentor and audit how it can improve your brand. And yeah, cheers.